about 12 metres right in front.
That's where he likes him, you know,
Yes,
Jimmy.
that's where he likes him, and he likes the sun on his back, and he's had a haircut for the big job this afternoon, Peter.
Well, it wouldn't match yours, Jim.
Yeah.
3 gone, 1 to go. Let's climb the mountain again, eh? Come on. Quarter ball by ball. A game of footy's like building a house, isn't it? Brick by brick.
I could rant and rave. But I realised today that I'm coaching a shit football team.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of Bring Your Boots, the GSFL edition. We're down in the Great Southern Footy League to cover the Railways versus North Albany Anzac Day game. I think it's the 11th running of that game this year, and yeah, it was a cracking game yesterday. We're not really in studio. We're at the North Albany Footy Club here to record it. Thanks to them for giving up the space so we could jump in here and cook this audio podcast, which I've already done already. Don't even know if it's recording, but here we are. In studio with me, we've got Joel Want, 2 Ferris and Bess at Hyden, Railways Footy Club Cleveman medalist, a premiership player, Nutrient Carnal representative, an all-round gun, and Ray Pig Padfield ate a whole packet of sausages last night. Thanks for coming in, boys.
Thanks for having us, mate. Okay, man. How are we?
Yeah, good. Yes, obviously, episode 1, boys. Yeah, really appreciate your time. We're sort of winging it a little bit here and hoping that it goes pretty good. But effectively, the concept that I'm trying to get up and going is to attend a new country footy league every week and do like a game review and then later on do a full league review, which is what we're going to do today. So, yeah, a cracking game yesterday, but I just need to quickly get the sponsors out there that helped me get this one up and going. Oakley Co. It's Glenn Verbruggen's new building company. Yeah, anything you need in relation to renovations, commercial buildings, anything like that, give Brugsy a call and he'll sort you out. Westerberg Marine jumped on board for the episode. We're going to plug their boat giveaway. They've got a $100 raffle there and you can win, I think, about $100,000 boat from a $100 ticket. So yeah, really appreciate them. And Cannabis Botanical Distillery and the Dam at Raintree out in Denmark there. Maddie and Chelsea Beaton jumped on, gave me a lovely feed last night as well. So shot out there after the game and chocked up full of some very, very good food there. So appreciate all them. Yeah, so to effectively, boys, my first segment is always going to be just sort of a review of the drive down. I got 2 little things there. I love my coffee and I love my dim sims. So the first thing is the best dim sim I had on the way down, the Williams Caltex, mate. The crust on the that open-ended bit, very good. The crusty bit there, but they
Ray's
sort of
a man that loves a dim sim too. More of a crumb chicken cheese myself.
Okay, yeah, the open-ended dim sim was good, very crusty, but they sort of sacrificed the rest of it to get that crust. So yeah, I gave the Caltex there a 6 out of 10, and the Williams Woolshed. I think it's going to feature pretty prominently.
Good coffee.
Yeah, very good coffee. But I don't like stopping when I'm travelling. And then I
the drive through though.
Yeah, but I did the Caltex Woolshed double.
Oh,
pissed me off. It chose to come down on a long weekend as well. So
chaos.
Yeah, but I had to do it for this. So hopefully it's a little bit of a smoother transition when I travel for the next couple of games. But yeah, my coffee shop. What about you? Where do you guys stop?
I'm a Woolshed man.
Yep.
Yeah, one stop. Woolshed on the way.
No, what about Bannister? Is it gone to shit?
I haven't stopped there for ages. It's always either too close to Perth or too soon.
Wait, their fuel was $2.80 last weekend.
It's normally
and this
the most
weekend.
Expensive fuel on the whole.
It was more expensive by
quite
$1.
A good. They have a good bakery there though.
Yeah. It used to be good, and then I went there,
awesome there
12 months ago, I reckon, and it was absolute manure.
I haven't stopped there for ages.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nah, but yeah, they're the 2 spots. I think I was nearly not going to stop at the Woolshed because I was like, if I travel Ongerup Footy League, like all those sorts of places, I'm probably going to be going there and doubling up a bit, but it's worth it. It's a pretty good little joint.
Best coffee on the highway.
Yep. Yeah, mate. All right, well, let's get straight into it. This is the Cannabis Botanical Distillery lane work. So just sort of shooting the shit before we get into it, mate. Another segment there. I feel like maybe I'm fat because I've got another review of food. So I want to do a canteen review. So this one was pretty sick actually because putting the body on the line, I'm meant to be, I hate saying gluten-free, but the old guts don't like to tolerate the gluten, but I've got a salad roll and coffee review, and I roll into the Railways canteen yesterday. A big Gupta's behind the thing.
Yeah, it's a good setup now, the boys in the canteen. They've got the old fellas back in there. So
what about Gupta, the barista?
Yeah, mate, they're into everything in there.
Yes.
There's a full Roadhouse Bay Marine there yesterday, just about. Wingdings and chicken cheese sausages, that all sorts going on in there.
Mate,
yesterday.
Pete, you might need to get yourself back there today.
I might be going back down for another look, I think.
Freshen up a little. So cooked her on the flat white. My ratings for the coffee can't be like based off like a barista, I don't think, because it's a club. So it's got to be like the Nescafe.
I think he's rolling a little pod machine.
Yeah, it's better than what I thought. Yeah. So little bit warm. Sorry, a little bit too lukewarm for me, but pretty standard. What do I give the coffee's a 7 out of 10. And again, that 10's not a barista, it's a country footy coffee, 7 out of 10. And then the salad roll wasn't a roll, it's a sambo. So,
they did have sandwiches in there yesterday.
Yeah,
actually.
it was pretty good though. I don't like the cold salad and that soggy as a bread a bit.
The fridge.
Yeah, but it was good. That one was a pretty fresh one. So that one got a
roll yesterday out of there.
I had myself a pie and a hot dog actually before I did the running, so it was sensational.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, treated myself.
That's why he wasn't moving across the ground.
Friday at the footy, you can't go away without a pie and a hot dog.
Mate, that was perfect. So yeah, thanks to the canteen, they let me throw the little signs up there, and I was expecting a few more likes and stuff on the social media. I got put 2 signs up, looked like a knob rolling around, sticky taping stuff up, and got 0.
Not one. And there would have been some last night because a few of the girls were talking about it. They were trying to find it last night.
I messaged my missus at like 6 o'clock, 6:30 when I left, and I've gone check, and she's checked not one like on either page. I was like rolling around with these signs around,
around like this.
Yeah, just looked like a bloody ring girl or whatever they call it. But yeah, it was no good. But we hopefully we get a few more from this, mate. But just to get through there, that's that done, mate. The reserves game yesterday, did you guys? It was a little bit harder to touch on because it was after the league game, given the
I didn't
format.
watch a hell of a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see too much.
Yeah. Do you know who won at least?
Railway's got it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in the Colts there, Buddy Robinson kicked 9.
Colts was 7, I think.
7.
Yeah, Colts was a good game actually. I watched most of the first half of that. Yeah, we the Railways boys moved the footy quite well for first game of the year and being young kids. So
yeah,
it was a good game.
Good to see the North boys. They had a pretty decent crack. Sort of tried to stay in it for most of it, but yeah, got over the top.
Buddy, obviously a fairly handy recruit.
Yeah,
for the Colts side, he kicked 7 and looked real good.
Is he? Well, when I said he's only just turned up, someone told me it's like he transferred from.
Yeah, only like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah,
from what Royals?
From Royals. Yeah,
okay.
All his mates play like at Railway, so he just. Just want to play with his friends, I think, all his mates. So.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some issues around it, but man, they're kids. If you got to let them play with their mates,
that's what they want to do. So you just got to let them do it, don't you? At the end of the day. Yeah,
like my little scumbag brother, he transferred from Royals to Railways. Yeah, that's where his mates were. Yeah. Like he was going to have more fun playing at Railways than what he ever would have at Royals. And he could have got a league game at Railways, but not at Royals, mate. He's not up to it.
Wasn't good enough.
If it means they keep playing footy, that's the main thing.
That's the aim, isn't it?
Yeah. Mate, and then one of my pet hates is shit warm-up balls. So I came over and I had a scout.
There would have been a few in ours yesterday.
Yeah, the Railways 50-50 because sometimes you kick in the warm-up and you're kicking around an absolute rock. And then the brand new footy comes out. It's like a different sport.
Yeah.
But
we generally have the good ones in the bag, because they get lost.
Yeah, lost.
Someone flogs them off the oval.
Or ends up at another club.
And North's footies were all right?
We had one good one kicking around, I think. But there was a couple that might need a bit of a replacement. But, moving into season now, we'll start getting a few off the league games, I guess.
Yeah.
And and then the last thing in the lanework sort of review is just the ground. Like even we're at North Albany today, the oval looks like really good.
This is the best I've seen it.
I think Railways the same actually. It's the best I'd always looked for a while. Yeah.
What's the weather as well? They reckon that it's been like sunshine. That's big dumps of rain.
It's been humid as well.
Days.
So, yeah. And what was that, 150 mil of rain and then 70 mil on top of that.
Yeah.
So
that's been warm, been warm in between.
Yeah, the oval's magnificent.
I think Centennial looks really good as well.
Yeah, okay.
Generally, I was going and watching a bit of the girls' footy, and that looked really good. Yeah,
and the city's done well. Not often you give them a plug.
Nah, mate. The last sort of thing they used to. Were you guys around when they blue medaled Royals Oval?
Nah.
Nah, I don't think so.
They were having some compaction issues. So, like 3 weeks before the season, they top dressed it with blue metal.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
like
good idea.
cracker dust or
Actual
like,
cracker
Like
dust.
playing back out of Borough Coffin.
Oh, mate, it was wild, mate.
the old double G's out there.
Yeah, it was wild, mate. I can't believe they did it, but they did. All right, let's get into the Oakley Co match committee. I've called this segment. These are all working titles, obviously. Some of them are no good, but we're running with them. So thanks to Glenn and Kate at Oakley Co. Yeah, obviously we touched on the Colts and the Rezzies, but in the league, the Railways got up there 12 goals, 20-92 to North Albany, 6 goals, 7-43. To start the game, it's obviously the Anzac Day game, and I thought the opening ceremonies was actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah, they did a really good job of it yesterday, actually. It was, it's a special thing too.
yeah, it's always good when that bugle goes and it's like genuinely silent. Hey, like
Yeah.
4-year-old kids aren't making a noise, and
Gives you the shivers when it first plays. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good day to start the footy.
like kids, I don't know. They just know almost they shouldn't be making a noise.
Yeah.
Like those two little kids, are they Kramer's kids or kid? Or,
One of them was the Marbos, I think.
yeah, okay. And they just sort of
They just stood there.
look around. They like, I shouldn't be talking here. So it was a really good opening to the game. Like the Anzac clash jumpers that you guys both got, North and Railways, look really good.
Yep.
Everything presents good. Mr. Horton there that did the
last play.
Yep.
Yeah.
it was a really good and it must pump you up for that game.
Yeah, I actually haven't played in it for about 3 years, but it's very special to play in. Like, you really mark it up on the calendar, first game of the year, and it gives you the shivers when you listen to it out in the ground, especially when you're playing in it.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah.
And wouldn't be too many like country footy like events, hey? Like
I reckon there's more of it's coming now. They're sort of seeing that it's an opportunity there.
Eddie Feldy won yesterday.
Okay.
Courage played cool and on
Yep.
that day yesterday.
Yep.
And that's the first one they've done out there, definitely.
But it's a great day to play footy. Sort of everyone's off, or like you do all your march and stuff in the morning, and then come down, play footy or watch footy, and enjoy being around your mates and getting it done.
I think I heard Bootsy say last night in the awards, like, it's almost too special. It's like special of a day to play on, but when you do get to play in it, it really makes it what it is, sort of thing.
yeah. Like I just think to have a game of footy in something around an event just add something extra. Like you wouldn't like maybe when that big slide was on out in Borden and Ongerup and that, like that was one, but there's not many other sort of events. I know like Chapman Valley and Northampton do like a game.
Yep.
There's that like Calbarry versus Dongra game, but like there wouldn't be only like 3 or 4 like
There's not many
event.
around,
So it's a really awesome match to get involved with and to start this podcast with it. I was really glad yesterday when it was like the moment of silence. I was like, this was probably a pretty sick way to start this podcast off. Like it's a good game and all the boys were up and about for it. So what about you, Pig? Like obviously from a North Albany point of view, just a recap. What were your hopes going in?
We were pretty confident we were going to be competitive. It's probably a little bit disappointing in the first minute of the game. We possibly lost one of our better players who's finally come back to the club in Joshy Bootsma. Obviously, no confirmed of what it is, but obviously, his knee's not looking good. But it was sort of the boys had worked hard. We'd obviously picked up a few boys, and we're pretty confident we were going to have a decent crack. It was probably that first quarter and a half that maybe they kicked those 6 goals and just gave them that buffer to sort of not be able to actually peg it back. But the third quarter we come out and actually had a crack, definitely sort of took it up to them. But we obviously didn't get the chocolates, but the boys didn't disgrace themselves, which is good. And probably this year just aimed to be a lot more competitive than we have been, and which I think we saw yesterday in patches. We just need to put it together
for a little bit longer as well. In games of footy,
still young kids in there, so still more footy to get into them, the better they'll get.
Not for a long time I've seen like a genuine young kid. I think he was number 16. Just like a real...
I reckon it'd be like Blakey Tysove.
Yeah.
He was good actually.
Yep, he first year Colts last year, so out of Colts system now.
Yep,
and first league game for the club, and he was for his size, mate. He'd be 50 kilos ring a wet. I reckon.
Wasn't much of him.
But he definitely has some serious skills and isn't scared to have a crack. So it's good. At that size.
And then what about Wanty from Railways there? Do they, like going into it, you would have had a whole pre-season to get into it. Did they implement what you were looking to implement? Like, how would you sort of review it as a footy club?
Yeah, I think probably going in, it's a bit of an unknown round one, always an unknown. You don't really know who's going to rock up and play well first game of the year. But probably going in, we were probably reasonably confident. We had a pretty good side out in the park, all bar probably a couple of players missing out of our best side. So, it's always good going in round one with your best team out in the park. But probably as a whole, the game yesterday, I thought probably by half time, if we had a kick straight, we probably could have put the game to bed maybe a little bit earlier. And then obviously in the third quarter, they come out and really, really took it up to us for a good 15, probably 18-minute stretch in that third quarter. They were really hard at the footy. And probably by not kicking straight in the second quarter, we just invited the pressure in the third quarter, and then the game was really on after that, wasn't it? So,
yep.
But I mean, yeah, probably as a whole, I think Bodhi was pretty happy with the day as a whole and how we played. The first half, we really played the way we trained most of the pre-season. Then the third quarter, we probably went away from it a little bit, and that's where they really brought the heat. And that it was probably off the back of their pressure, really, is when the game changed, I reckon, in the third quarter.
Yeah, just to touch on Josh Boots, mate, it was obviously more so for him than anyone else, but I was really disappointed not to see him get out there and just to see what he had. Like, I spoke with Bush Sheridan, who said he still moves good, and like
you feel like in that third quarter, if he's out around, the game really probably goes up a level as well, because he's the sort of player that gets involved in those big moments, and
it's just a big presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that wind, if he marks within sort of 55,
yeah.
And that's what, Buff reckons that he still like kicks it as pure as anyone he's seen. I wanted to see him just lace one up from about 55 out.
Yeah, we saw it at the AFLX a few years ago. He was kicking super goals from like the back, because it's a 40 at each end. He was kicking super goals from the wrong end, like just barreling these things.
And it was sort of. Where were you lining him up, and what sort of role?
So he was pretty much going to be our centre-half forward. With sort of his brother Jaden at centre-half back, both back this year, which, sort of gives us a pretty solid blokes there. But, it's hard to sort of, work out what it is now. But, it's going to be a big hole to fill, really, like for us. And
it's just disappointing for the league as a whole, really, as well. Like, you get a player like that back into your league, and everyone wants to watch him play, don't they? So it's
because was he drafted in 2011 and probably played his first game about the 6th of May, I reckon, 2012.
That's very good with that song. That was something that came in.
I was thinking, I'll work that in there. But just looking at his poster up here in the North Albany rooms, trying to make myself smart, but the boys were on to me. Picked me up there. Disappointing. And then from Railways, Cole Marwick pinged the calf.
Yeah, literally training on Thursday night. I actually didn't know till we got to the game, and then he wasn't warming up. And I said, what's going on? He said, no, I hurt my calf last night. So, disappointing to not see him play. Obviously a junior that played a fair bit of footy for us, few years ago, and then he's been to Upper Great Southern and played for Cook and Dunmelm for the last few years. I mean, kicked a lot of goals up there in the last sort of 3 years. But it'll be exciting to get him back in at some point. And I think he'll fit into our side pretty well, because yesterday, probably in the second half, we lacked a centre half forward. We just needed someone to kick the ball to a little bit more. So, but it'd be good to get him back in at some stage.
So is that who Duper took his spot? Is that sort of how
Duper come in late for him? Yeah.
How old would Duper be?
He's 45.
Yeah,
and he's still moving around.
But
he's like a 22-year-old.
Hit like 2 goals 3, maybe, I reckon.
No, he's hit 2 goals 6.
I was going to say, hit the post about 5 times.
Hit the post 3 times, I think.
Yeah, right. I'll do.
And like those ones where he runs around on the left foot, that's bread and butter. Normally he kicks them every day of the week. So,
he still looked serviceable, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, for a bloke that's 45 years old.
Disappointing, but so any early prognosis on Josh? Like, is it knees? Or just wait?
He just sort of said it buckled underneath. He did it. He strapped it up, went back out, and just it buckled under him. So not great signs early, I don't think, but I guess he'll work it out this week and see what the prognosis is. But I wouldn't say it's looking great. So
that's disappointing.
Yeah.
His brother Jaden, he can obviously kick it. I'm not sure, like around the ground.
As well.
Yeah, but he bombed one out of the out of a kick out to like centre wing.
Yeah. They've both got just they're their father's sons.
Yeah.
Like, can definitely, put the slipper into it.
I remember a grand final, Brad was playing for North, and he genuinely kicked one and it landed centre wing and rolled to the 50 from a kick out. It was disgusting. It was so big. This
Having a kick at that.
No, I shouldn't remember a single kick out from a game, like from a point, but I remember this kick out and everyone just looked at each other like, what the fuck?
And it's genuinely not like kicking the skin off it. It's
just timing
it.
Pure.
Yeah. And just
Be
strength.
like Ray's golf swing.
Absolutely.
When he hits that driver.
Have you got out on course recently?
Oh, mate, play once a week probably.
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful. What's the cap down to?
I think I'm down to about 11 now.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's... I'd like to get out more, but 3 kids probably kill that idea. But it's
Who do you bang down there with? Albany?
Like old Steffo Eriksson has a hit. Dommy Knight. We got a little crew of sort of pretty much mostly ex-North boys, and shoot out early and get it done. And
I miss going down and having a hit there, right?
Mate, it's if you ever get a chance, get down to the Albany Golf Club. It's
beautiful.
Magnificent.
Yeah. What about you, Bando? Remember you rocking up to those scrambles? I forgot about that till I seen that.
I'm off 16 or something now.
Mate, about 20 less than what you played that
Playing
scramble
like
with. Coming in with a scramble with about a 36 cap.
I played a little bit long. Don't play many comps, mate. So you can't put your cards in.
Mate, what a shame. That's by design. But so the things that I sort of took out of the game, just it seemed like North tried to bring like a physicality to the game early and try to slow the run down.
Like definitely, the Railways have probably got us in that over the last few years, and we've definitely the boys are probably just a little bit more wise that can actually do it. Like then as they're getting older, more games into them, they're not as
you guys are really fit as well.
Yeah,
you could see late in the game we had blokes blowing up. North were really running on top of the ground.
I have to say, definitely for our pre-season this year, I've never seen boys run laps and up and down the ground like they have. And they've all bought into it. Like last few years, Brad's probably tried to bring that. And a few of them have sort of skirted the sides of it. And this year they all bought in, and definitely like the Ks that like some boys are doing minute and a half quick at 5K time trials from when we started. So, that's a pretty big improvement over 5Ks.
And it's not just like the physical, it's the confidence of that too. Knowing you're fit and being fit, like you run harder because you think, I don't need to save anything. Like I've got plenty of legs.
I'll run the game out probably,
First quarter, like I'll run this whole wing because I know I'm going to be fine in the end. So then you can get on top early and the game's easier later.
Yeah, no, the boys, they're definitely fit. Like, and that's a product of Brad. Most of his teams have been pretty fit.
Pretty much every team he's ever got has been fit.
But the boy, they're just definitely like at that halftime point, it was sort of probably driven by Nick, captain, like mainly is that sort of physicality and just generally getting in there and getting the footy and getting on with it sort of thing.
Yeah, what's Brad been like to coach this year? Like I remember it must have been, I don't even know when it would have been, like 2006 or something like that. It was 2006 actually.
It was early. I reckon he did 4 or 5 years down here in the early 2000s. From reports, he's a very different coach from what he was then. I wasn't here there, but he certainly does. He used to be quite not aggressive, but sort of pretty. How would you say it?
He was aggressive, mate.
Yeah.
He was my high school coach and North Albany's coach, and he punched me in the guts one game, and it was like the first time. You're a little kid running around, you think you're like tough, but you're not. And the first time I realised like man strength, and he got me, and I was like, like trying to like let him see my head. It's me. Like, don't kill me. Like I'm that kid you coach. Like, and then I just remember like what I took away is like he's there to win.
Competitive.
That's all it was. Like in hindsight, he probably like gave me a love tap, but like as a kid, I shit myself because like Bootsy was still quite solid and strong. Like gave me a little tickle, and I just remember, fuck, he's out here to win. Like I'm out here to impress some girls and try and get a kick, but he's trying to win.
I give him credit. Like some, obviously coaches have got to adapt over the years, and nowadays, the blokes probably don't respond to the sort of yelling and screaming, and he has certainly changed his coaching, and it's for the better, and he's probably going to see some of those rewards this year, hopefully, of the hard work that he's put in for the footy club.
And obviously, Bodhi Stubber is new to the game, really, but he's probably been a bit leader and talked in front of the group for years. Like, how's he transitioned?
He was obviously captain for, I moved out in 2017 and he was captain the whole way through till last year. And when the back-to-back flags we won, he was captain, but he did a lot of coaching in those couple of years as well. Like he was the lead man in front of the group doing the talking, and Balo was quite a good coach, but Bodhi was really he was the one that took the lead. So for him to transition into coaching wasn't really that big a step. Like he was already sort of doing a lot of it anyway and taking a lot of drills at training and doing that sort of stuff. So I mean, being a player coach is obviously a hard thing to do, but he's done a very, very good job of it so far. He's just a very level head as well. Like he doesn't get upset about many things, and he sees the game pretty well. So
yeah, I jumped in at halftime to have a listen, and his messaging at halftime was good. It wasn't like, "Come on, boys, get in and hit them harder," and it was like, "We need to do this. Like we need to keep getting this done." Like, and it was actually directional. His message, like what he was saying, you could implement, not like
and
hit them harder.
That's what he's done over the preseason this year, especially. Last year, he sort of come in and sort of let us play a little bit, but this year, day one preseason, he really had a game plan that he wanted to play to, and the drills we were doing at training was really based around the way he wanted to play and the way he wanted to move the footy. And I think you could see that early in the game yesterday, definitely.
Yeah, it looked like for me, obviously my thing was North sort of brought that physicality and try to really compete like hard for contested footy and stuff. And I felt like Railway's game plan was trying to get the ball coming back off half back through like handball chain.
Yeah.
Which
forward handball's been his big thing over the summer. I think he probably bases it. You watch AFL footy, and that's the way the good teams play, and like forward handball and chain it up, and then off halfback, and then get the ball in the hands of their good kickers. So, and it worked, but it's just so dependent on who gets the footy on their hands. Like there's a chain there, like I think it went like Mo Jaggy to Logan Stubber to Riley Valley to an inside 50 to Parker. And that's who you want kicking the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, But then it can be like if it's a younger kid or just someone who's not as clean, everyone gets going off their bike and everyone explodes to try and get forward, but then there's a fumble, then everyone's out of position, the turnover. So.
And that's been one of his other things is on turnover is how hard we're running the other way. And he's done a lot of hard running drills that the boys probably haven't liked because it's been real gut running, head down, bust your ass one way, turn the footy over and you've got to get back hard the other way. And he's really drilled that in over the summer,
And, the midfield group just looked a little cleaner for me than North, because North were getting that stuff going, but then, and it's only once or twice more a quarter, but that breaks down. Railways capitalised. Like, it just...
they were just getting that sort of, that ball backwards a bit quicker and then being able to move forwards. Like, they sort of spread a bit more in the contest. We were sort of somewhat getting three blokes sucked in and bang, out it goes and you were done.
I think, if the ball's in Riley's hands, coming out of stoppage, 9 times out of 10, he's going to find a target. And I think you could see early in the game yesterday, that was a real big difference. There's a couple of times he wheeled inside, just laced the target on the 45 inside, and that just opens the game up, doesn't it?
He never wastes a possession, Riley. Hey, he doesn't look fast, but he must be able to cover the ground all right.
He's a good runner, really.
He runs down the wing. There's nothing on. He just turns back inside and just pops 20 metres away and settles it.
I reckon he got done holding the ball once yesterday. It might have been late in the third quarter. I think it's the first time they got him. And we said it on the bench at the time. We were like, they've actually finally laid ahead. Like, they've got him holding the ball clean finally in the game.
So that's if it happened a bit earlier.
There's plenty of spice in the game, though. Like, there's lots of little scuffles.
Fiery.
Is that standard? Not with you not out there.
It's standard from Nick Barrow, but I feel like who's that captain?
Barrow was up.
He was good.
Yeah, and it all started, I think, from one of the boys got a clip, so he sort of was like, "Nah, you're not in Colts now, son. You
probably took it on himself a little bit.
And time, but it actually lifted the boys in a sense. Like they realised that we're in this for the fight, and let's get on with it. So it's good. Yeah.
One of the other people here that I wanted to touch on is Kobi King. Thought Kobi tried his guts out all day on a wing, sort of tried to cover the Railway's midfielders in like transition
Yep.
too much, and then
Yep.
he's like constantly covering someone else's man
Yeah,
and getting
yeah.
himself out of position. But I
Yep.
thought he tried his guts out all day. Like he cracks in.
Works hard.
He's a fit kid too.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah,
he's fit.
yeah.
He
and,
was-
he's a little hard nut.
Yeah,
He
Loves
was
the footy.
best
Puts his head
two-way
over
runner
it.
you had.
Yeah.
I thought.
definitely,
Yeah. And just a bloody cracking kid. Like
I did a little bit too when I helped Brugsy with the Storm that
Yeah,
year.
he's a
He
ripper.
played. He was that year of the Storm group and really good kid.
Yep.
Like does all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to interview him after the game, mate, and it took me about
Would give
20
you
minutes. No, he was good,
Oh, was
but
he
it
good?
took
Yeah.
20. He's gone around. He had to go get some soft drink for the kids, and it's like, mate, you've just played a game, and straight after the game, he's went and got the Colts because they drank their soft drinks.
Yeah.
He went to the shops, bought more, brought it back, and
Yeah,
that's how good of a kid he is. Anyone else could have done that, not the
Yeah.
bloke that's just tried his guts out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Probably run
And
10
that's-
Ks in a
Yeah.
game of
It's
footy.
a sign of his sort of family for
Yeah.
our club. They
Yeah,
do amount
yeah.
of work. Yeah.
I can see him being like a future leader of
Oh, for sure.
North. Like if
Like,
he's, you know, he's got captaincy.
Well, he's the
written all
vice
over him
captain
at some
now,
stage.
so
Yeah,
Like,
he'll take that spot over, you would have thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what else have I got here? Railway's good by hand. I think, the scoreboard thing, you guys, the Railways could have iced it earlier, but
Yeah, I mean, second quarter
fitness,
kick.
maybe there started to be a few hands up in the air, kick it in long, and then it did keep coming in long. And I think if those forwards just hit up at the ball carrier, it would have been a lot easier. But
In the third quarter, that was probably the biggest issue. It's
Dump
like,
kick,
we're getting
dump
enough
kick.
entries, but we're just dumping it in, and no one was hitting up at the foot enough. And it's probably a bit of a product of having Duper in there as well, because he's not really a hit-up sort of player.
Yeah.
He's real crafty with where he wants the ball kicked, and he can body out and work pretty well. But you just needed probably miss Cohen a lot just to be able to hit up at the footy a little bit more, playing that probably true centre-half forward.
And my favourite thing, I'm going to try and champion this, is the state country types. Like, I think if you want to play in the state country side, you have to have country postcode on your driver's license. That would be my preference. I know it's not likely,
I
but
don't mind that actually.
I reckon, because otherwise,
The state countryside's generally blokes travelling out of Perth, isn't it?
Oh, mate,
95% of it.
95.
Yeah.
Mate, there wouldn't be too many at all. But so if from every club, whenever I speak to someone like a state country type, like I think my thing with Riley Valley would be Railways. But who would be a smoky from North Pig?
To be brutally honest, there's probably like not that level of footballer like in our group. We've got like a lot of good footballers, but like putting them in the state country sort of squad, like obviously a Josh would have been a prime candidate if we had got him on the park for longer. But like we definitely got great footballers, but that skill that's required and like level of football, like
best 22 in the state.
In the state, like I would. Well, there's definitely blokes who've got ability, but I don't know if we've got one like at the moment, to be honest. But no reason none of them can't produce, develop into that. Like, but like it's you look at the blokes who actually get a game of that, and there's some serious talent. Like most of them played ex-waffle.
Well, just from last year, and
I think last year there was, out of the 23 or something, there was 18 ex-waffle players or something, wasn't there? Or
more than likely. I think 2023 I run water for it, and I don't reckon there was many country.
I think, speaking of Brugsy, like Chin obviously had a really good carnival last year, and I think he was actually fairly close to being in the larger squad, but
I don't want to hear close. He should have been in that. Like I watched that heavily.
How did he not win the medal in the?
I don't know.
Last year?
I don't know.
Or get an all-stars jump for it.
Few issues with that. I got podcasts coming for that Landmark Carnival.
Got some ideas.
I'm loading the ammunition in the magazine every week.
Shero might be getting a phone call about that.
Mate, he might. But I always get into Shero, mate. I know they want to win, but then for me, like, there was nothing cooler than when you played in a local footy team and one of the boys, like I was more of a kid when the Royal sort of fellas were getting in that state country, was like Bowder, Gavin Morgan,
I've
Blake.
had a couple. Obviously AJ at Hyden, Alex James played a fair bit of waffle, but when he come home, he was outrageously good and played 3 or probably 4 years of state country. He was,
but it lifts your team.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good to play with blokes like that. So.
They've got to be country people, though, I reckon. Because, like, some of these blokes, would get in the side. They live in Perth their whole life. They travel to Bunbury for 12 times. They've been to Bunbury to play 12 games of footy.
State country footy.
Then they're flying over east to play, and they've been to Bunbury 12 times.
Yeah.
Like, and the side's probably picked
didn't know
up
where
to
Bunbury was before they played footy down there.
Nah, so I just think it'd lift the results probably wouldn't be as good, but from what
it'd make it a true state country team, wouldn't it?
It would,
yeah.
and you're not competing against it when you go to South Australia because they wouldn't be doing it. But I think the boys that would get selected would truly want to play,
value it as well,
and be cracking in, and I think it'd be good. Like Cage Stewart, when he played, he's obviously a Katanning boy, mate. He was like Dave Parker on
very
steroids.
Classy footballer.
Yeah. So he was in it. Luke Bairstow was in it, and that was effectively
still playing.
There was I can't remember the kid's name, but he was a fullback in a long sleeve. He was from Busso. He was a gun.
Is that Pethy? Zach Petherbridge?
Yeah, it was. I reckon. Yeah. So there's a few that, but I just think I want to try and make the case for some fellas like Chin. Didn't do too much yesterday. Like he was all right.
He's probably was a little bit fitter last year than what he is this year.
Yep.
But I mean, had a really good year last year. It was
But all right, mate. So getting into and it's obviously a small sample size. We only got the one game in, but out of yesterday, but even with like Riley Valley, I'm not, like if he's like a smoky, but he wouldn't be in the midfield. Like he might have to be. Half back, maybe back pocket, something like that.
He could probably play anywhere. So he went to centre half forward for a little bit yesterday and looked pretty good.
Yeah. But even like Nick Barrow could play like a back pocket potentially.
100%. Like he has the skill, and definitely the fitness. A bloke can run.
And if you went up to a state country game and gone, Nick, you're in the back pocket. This dude is not to get a touch.
Yeah.
You do not and he's
got that ability to that competitive edge that he will not let that bloke win.
Well, and I bet he'd be stoked to play for WA.
Yeah. 100%.
Head in the grindstone, whatever you need me to do. You get old mate out of North Freo or whatever and tell him you got to go shut this dude down in the cold. He'd be like,
he's just worried about playing for himself.
Yeah, that's what I found. But
you probably find that with the carnival, nutrient carnival as well. Like the boys that actually are travelling up from country to do it. Can't wait to get up there. And
I love it. Yeah. I mean, we did it for EDFL for years, and country was the best week of the year.
Yeah,
best weekend of the year, mate. It was
like
awesome
hangover
fun.
on Sunday, though.
Yeah.
and if they chose the team from that carnival.
Yeah,
that
I always
not before that carnival.
I kind of always thought that was the way it should have been done. Pick the team off your all-star side from that carnival because they're the best.
Well, I guess I am bagging the program a little bit, but only because I actually love that state country program.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's the pinnacle of what anyone can achieve playing country footy, and a part of the reason I do this is like Dave Parker from Royals, probably the best Royals player ever.
Yeah,
in terms of how he actually plays, but his achievements and his awards that he's won, and I always remember thinking there's not enough emphasis put on a good country career. Yeah. Someone could go and play half a year of waffle or something like that, play 4 or 5 Resis games and 4 or 5 league games, and they're probably considered a better footy player than Dave Parker or Sammy Lehman from Barker. And
that's a prime example.
That's not the case.
No.
But I wish there was more of an emphasis on if you have a gun country footy career, capped by some of that stuff as well.
Actually reward that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, you would think some of the kids that move up, I don't want to name names because I don't want to bag anyone, but they play maybe 1 or 2 games during COVID of league, and they're a better footy player than anyone down here that's never left.
Yeah,
that's definitely not the case. I think if you have
There's
really
a lot
good
of country blokes that have never been and played waffle,
Yep.
just because they purely didn't want to or
got
couldn't be bothered
businesses
or got business running farms.
Yeah.
There's been hundreds and hundreds of them over a long period that just never were interested in it. And
that's sort of Dave Parker's always the one that sticks in my head. There's not enough emphasis put on a good country footy career. Two waffle league games is considered a better career than 200 league games down here.
250 league games,
3 club fairest and best.
Couple of Clemens, or we won 1 Clemens, didn't he, Dave? Yeah, lot.
But and I think that if he you tell me Dave Parker in his prime, he would have cleaned up out of a forward pocket. His pressure, his skills, he could have played 5 state country games that never did because someone played Waffle Reserves the year before and now is playing out in Pinjarra.
Yeah.
And half an hour out of the city.
Yeah, literally driving 30, 40 k's down the road.
Yeah, don't have a crack at me, Bull Sheridan. I know you'll be up with me for this, but
coming to find you.
Yeah, what are you doing here? But no, I'm only say that with that state. I love it. So every club, I want to try and see who the local sort of chances to around that sort of mark, So yeah, Nick Barrow, I reckon, a back pocket and a Riley Valley out of probably a half back or something like that. But yesterday, so 5 things that caught my eye yesterday. The first one I've got, and I'll just say what I think, and then you boys jump in if you've got anything. But I thought, Bodhi Stubber was just rock solid. I felt like every time the game was sort of in that spot, like, if North kick one here, they might be on. They'd get an inside 50, and I felt like in those moments, he'd take a mark.
Yeah, he'd just roll across in front of the pack.
Their next goal normally started straight from a mark that he's taken off that half-back line.
Bod's just been doing that for as long as I've played with him, mate. He backs back into packs, and when he probably shouldn't, and sticks his hands up in the air and comes down with the ball most of the time. So.
Yeah, it must have been annoying yesterday, Pete, seeing it. Knowing, like, if we can get one here, and then...
And it was
did feel like they were probably just a goal away from really making it.
I was actually on the sidelines and said to Brad, like, I think we kicked 2, maybe 3 in a row, and I was like, we just
3 in a row,
need to either kick one more here or hold them off, and now I think Railway's got 2 quick ones back, and it sort of just broke that was done, but it was... Yeah, it's that like Bodhi, like we've got a couple of young boys sort of on that half forward line, and you just like we're trying to tell them just like man up and just stand next to him, you will get the footy, and then they just get sucked into a contest, and Bodhi just does it so well. He just drifts back.
The thing that Bodhi does, it's not about not showing respect to what you're playing on, but he just goes and stands where he wants to stand.
Yeah, just backs himself.
Yeah, he goes, right, I'm going to play where I want to play. If they want to come and play on me, then they can come and play on me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Easy to do when you're Stubber like that because he goes to where the ball is.
Yeah, exactly. And like Bray's saying, if you're a young kid playing on him, go and stand next to him.
Yeah.
Because he'll take you to the footy. Like, he'll show you where the ball's going to go.
He might still that,
another bloke in the league's Cam Penny that does that. Mate. He just literally goes and stands where he wants to and says, man up on me if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought like you hear about the leaders and stuff like that, and I know he's the coach and all that, but like that was the leadership for me. Like at those times when it needed to be a tackle or a spoil or something like that, I just felt like he's what stopped North getting back in the game, and like maybe only like 3 or 4 occasions, but if North were to kick a goal, they're up and about. But he's the one that got
real big marks. Might have been started the last quarter, I reckon, when you were coming.
Yeah, it must be frustrating, old Bull Stubber. So, he was the, I've got a little segment later for him. He got a carton of piss. So, that's the first thing was Bodhi good. And then another one that just sort of caught my eye, Jack O'Farrell. It's a fullback from there. He played on that Parker. Like, he wouldn't have had, like, the biggest game, and I don't think he would have had, like, 20 touches or anything like that, but just little glimpses. Like, his closing speed was really good, and his fist, like...
He's got the golden fist.
Yeah, like, he was on the lead. He got that Parker a few times.
He's good on the lead, actually,
Yeah, it really just comes in.
He's a quick kid, like, but he's a kid that you can give him a job, and... Like like we were talking about Nick before, like he loves to compete. He will do anything, like you ask him, he'll do it. And it's, he just works. And he's been working hard. He's just come back to the farm. Like, so it's good to have him back in the side sort of thing. And he'll be rock solid as our fullback probably for most of the year, really.
Well, he could be your fullback for 10 years.
Yeah.
He's young enough, isn't he?
What impressed me, I reckon like 3 times Parker was on the lead and he caught him, gets that fist right out in front, and then not just like fumbles it, he punches it away.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I thought he was really good, and like that magnet just gets super glued at fullback and
that Parker, he's kicked a few goals.
Yeah, he's obviously come back. He was over East last year, I think, playing in the VAFA, but he'll kick a stack of goals, no doubt through the year, but I thought the young kid did a really good job on him yesterday.
Yep, and then, my other one, just Nick Barrows is sort of the barometer for North. Like, when he's up and about, the whole team seem to get up and about. Some others come in and float around, but his, like, grunt work in the middle really, like, sets a tone for how you guys went about it.
Yeah, definitely. The man can compete, like, and, his he like I say, he hates to lose, and you can see sometimes his frustration when things don't go his way. But yeah, he is just a competitive beast, and yeah, like he's just he's unreal. Like
I fully understand that frustration because he's like willing to do whatever it takes, and then you're looking around and not like anyone wasn't pulling their weight, but he's like, look what I'm doing to try and win.
Yeah, kind of like follow me a little bit.
If we're all doing it, we win.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he'll be sore today. Like he was cracking in. It's like he was at the bottom of most packs. Like I just thought, he was like the barometer. He really set the tone and sort of dragged a few along with him, and Kobi Keane as well. But I thought Nick, like particularly the first quarter, was up and about set the tone.
Definitely there to play.
Yeah, sweet. Other one, Riley Valley. Obviously, you probably speak about him all the time, so we'll cover it. But obviously, a Kleeman medalist, and I spoke about how well he can use it by foot. But I thought what he did without the footy was really good yesterday.
He's a really good runner. Yeah, like he covers the ground probably better than nearly anyone in our side. His defensive running is If you actually sit there and watch him in a game of footy, people probably sit there and go, he gets a few easy kicks here and there, but it's because he runs.
Yeah,
so hard.
Well, it's just like watching like him in transition to get back to like have it outnumber in the D50 or to cover someone else's
man.
In
all honesty, yesterday he come out of the midfield for first quarter. He come out for about 4 minutes. He come to the bench midway through the quarter. Did the same in the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, we lost a couple of rotations, so pretty much ran nearly the full quarter in there. Shep went in there for about 3 minutes and then did the same thing in the last quarter. So out of game of footy, he's virtually played full midfield minutes.
Yeah.
And still was covering the ground at the end of the game.
Touches left, right, and
side. Yeah. And he sets you up well. But I just thought, Riley's, how he ran to get back to cover, to like Stubber can get off and get a mark. Like he's down there doing that, and like he's not like your prime mover where you're like, fuck, I'm not going back there. Why would I go back there? I'm the ball winner. He did do it yesterday, and I thought like he's like a mix between like I don't want to suck up a little bit too much, but like James Hurd and like Scott Pendlebury, which just in terms of how he moves, like he's like laconic and
in close when he's in stoppage and stuff. He looks like he's got so much time with the ball.
Well, he's not like running his teeth like running. He's just
twists and turns, and then everyone goes one way, and he sort of goes the other way, and then all of a sudden he's got 10 meters of space around him. Like he's a good kid, Rolls. He probably this year more so than last year in the preseason, he sort of really stepped up and he's a bit more vocal now.
Yeah.
He's a pretty quiet kid normally, but this year he's sort of really, and probably reflected being a vice captain this year. He's really sort of stepped up.
Yeah, so with the things, the last one I got Bodhi Stubber, I got Jack O'Farrell, Nick Barrow, Riley Valley, and I've sort of thought it for a few years. The last thing that, not like I noticed it yesterday, but it sort of reinforced yesterday is I think the GSFL has the best media coverage of any country footy league, and that's led by like Cam Newbold and the Albany Advertiser, just like the top 10 players in that. Like he's down there walking the boundary. Like I think the coverage that the GSFL get is through social media and the actual paper itself. It's the best there is.
Yeah, it's easily the best in the state.
Yeah, definitely. They do a mountain of work. And it's just good to actually get that coverage for a local sort of league like ours.
I think Cam cops a bit of flack as well here and there, but he does a really good job, and he loves it. Mate. He just lives and breathes it. He just lives for footy season.
He's a wild man. Like he commentated Speedway last weekend. Like
he's right into the Speedway.
Yeah. It gave me a big pump up too. He put a lot of pressure on me, and luckily I come through with the goods. But Cam's good. Like he umpires. Like he's going to be umpiring up in the Upper Great Southern, and like I know it's the Albany Advertiser, but it's not the Advertiser, it's Cam. Cam's not there.
He really drives.
Cam's the driving force behind all that. And like even his Twitter, like if I'm doing something else, and I obviously live up in Perth, but if I'm doing something else, like I check Cam's Twitter to check footy results, and and then the other reporters do like quarter by quarter updates. That sort of stuff is real hard to find if you're trying to find a score for another league. Like it's hard to find out until it gets updated on that Play HQ.
Sometimes that's the next day. Sort of.
Some of those country leagues, it can be like the Sunday or the Monday when their results get put into it.
And the GSFL definitely do well with that and making sure that they're straight up after the game, job done. Like everyone can see what's happened, I guess. And,
even you watch like that Play HQ and you get like the best players are just a
Yeah.
number. But like you check the advertisers page and that, they quarter by quarter who's
Yeah,
doing good.
who's
He's kicked
played well.
6,
Yeah,
but this guy's stopped him. Just those little updates, and you can, not like you know what happened, but it's way better than like reading Cam stuff than checking like a best players in order in the paper, which just sometimes doesn't tell the story at all.
Nah, not at all. Yeah.
No, awesome. We're going to get the post-game interviews in here. Yeah, I'm looking for a sponsor segment. So if you're trying to get on board and you got a few sheets you want to send my way.
Great Southern Alignments, mate.
Mate.
Pink's been hanging to plug his business.
Oh, mate, get in there.
Podcast.
He's got the shirt. He's got the hat on. He's got everything on at the moment.
He loves a bit of merch.
Mate, mate. But yeah, really appreciate the other Oakley Co, CBD, and Westerberg Marine. We'll get into that later, but I've got some post-game interviews here that I'll play. I hope it works. Otherwise, it's going to be 8 minutes here of silence, but a few audio issues with the transition. But who do we got? We got Bodhi Stubber, coach of Railways, Ben Michael, young kid, played in the ruck all day, Chris Erickson, assistant coach at North, and Kobi Keane, I thought was excellent all day. So I'll play these now and see you in 8 minutes. So I'm here with Ben Michael, 24 from the Railways Footy Club, mate. How many league games you played now?
That was my third league game. Yeah, no, it was good to hit out. Good to get the win.
Yeah, mate, looked a little bit of a blowout for everyone. The first game, obviously, there was some skill errors and stuff like that. So it was a bit expected, but how did you rate your performance?
Yeah, I think I did all right. First time playing ruck ever, so didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest, but I just went out there and gave it my all, and I think I did pretty good. It was hard fought out there, but it was good to get the win.
What message did Bull Stubber give you? Like, did he give you just focus on a particular thing, or was it just go out there and play your game?
It was more just go out there and play my game. Like, just go out there and don't get beaten. Like, halve the contest. Obviously, I'm not as big as most of the other ruckmen, but if I can go out there and halve it, that's all I need to do, and give our mids a chance to win it on the deck.
Mate, so that's your first crack at the season. What do you reckon is like, if you could pick one thing to work on for next game, what do you reckon you're going to try and improve on?
Probably my around the ground work. So once we've had that ruck contest, get on the ground and try win it around the ground a bit more. But yeah, and probably just my kicking was a bit off. So
no, awesome, mate. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah, I thought you cracked in plenty good, mate. Like, obviously you are a little bit undersized, but yeah, you competed well all day. You gave your midfielders a good look at it. I did some basic numbers, and it looked like your centre clearance stuff was about 50-50, so decent enough.
Yeah, no, clearance work is good. It's always good help having Bo Ewan and Jaden Scotty in there. Two big bulls, and they go hard all day, so it's really good.
Mate, you could hit it anywhere nearly. A big chin will get in there and scoop that thing up.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter where you put it or you win it. One of those boys even Riley Valley will get in there, get in and under and give a good handball out. So
awesome, mate. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, I'm here with the coach of the Railways Footy Club, Bodhi Stubber. Mate, awesome way to start the year. 40-point win. How was it from your point of view?
Good. Probably said to the boys it was a bit of a workman's-like game. You sort of just tick the 4 points off early on in the year and put it in the bank. And still a lot to work on, but pretty proud of the boys' efforts.
What would you say you had to work on? Obviously, pretty comprehensive in the end, but a lot of points on the board. What would be like your main message come training during the week?
It's probably just, we've obviously got our game plan, just working to those points. Probably a bit of goal kicking wouldn't go astray, but a lot of our game plan we'll try to implement. It's probably just executing a lot of the skills, trying to come back through the middle and go fast. And obviously you tire out a fair bit faster in your first game, so a bit of fitness on the belt won't hurt.
Mate, one of the things I noticed on the sidelines, it just looked like your handball game was really good, like to generate run from behind and stuff. Is that something you work on, or is that somewhat organic?
No, it's something, we've put a big emphasis on this pre-season. Obviously being very, very young. We want to sort of try and take as many intercept marks as possible and give it to the kids on get on the run and, try and get them out the back. So,
awesome, mate. Thanks for jumping in. You got the CBD best on ground, a carton of ginger beer from Matty Beaton and Chelsea out there at CBD. So well done, mate, and good luck for the rest of the year.
No, appreciate it, mate, and you're doing good things. Keep it up.
All right, I'm here with Kobi Keane. Kobi, obviously you got the CBD rum and colas there for best on ground for North Albany. I thought you had a ripper game, mate. You're just up against it a little bit. Just with the result, how was the game for you?
I think we actually, if you look back to last year and the years before that, I think we've actually improved a lot going into this year, and our fitness definitely helped out there, and we got to a lot of contests. I think there's still definitely a few things that we can touch up on, but that will come throughout the season.
Yeah, mate, we spoke just quickly. It was a real physical game. Is that how you expected it to go? Like, there was plenty of spice in it, mate. Is that pretty standard for you guys, or is that something you guys are looking to bring to every game?
Oh, I think they're big boys out there, and they definitely got the size on us inside, like muscular wise, and I think we just had to lift up to that, and I think everyone recognised that, and we just wanted to back up each other. If someone was in there, then we just stick together, one in all in, really.
Yeah, look, I think it was about 40 points in the end, give or take, but I don't feel like that score was reflective of the game. Like, I felt like even at three-quarter time, if you come out and kick one or maybe two, like you're right in the game. Is that how it felt out there?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it felt like we didn't lose by 40 points. I think we definitely felt like we were just there. All we needed was that little click, and then we would have jumped the gun and we went right back in it, definitely, I felt like.
Yeah, it just looked like everyone was getting off their line, like exploding to go, and it would just be like one simple little mistake would get everyone out of position, and then Railways was sort of getting you back over the top. Like, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Plenty of positives moving forward.
Yeah, I reckon definitely a lot of positives. I think, like you said, we probably did just burn ourselves a little bit from time to time. There's definitely a lot to look forward to. I'm really excited about the rest of this season, and I hope it's going to go really well. I know it's going to go really well.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the CBD rum and colas, mate.
So, cheers. Thanks for that.
I'm here with North Albany assistant coach Chris O'Erickson. Is that a disappointing start to the season, or is that a positive start to the season?
I think there's a few positives to take out of it. Yeah, I mean, we had a new bunch of boys playing together, and it's going to take them a while to gel, I think. But it was disappointing. I think we can play better than that for sure.
Yeah, I just spoke to Kobi Keane about it, and 40 points didn't really tell the story for me. Like, it felt like yous were in it for a long way during that game. What's something you guys have been training during the week that you saw that was actually implemented good out there?
Well, we didn't really switch the ball as much as what we've been training, but we've worked really hard in the preseason on our fitness, just be more competitive. Our structure in our forward line, we've got a much taller forward line now, so we're sort of working with our midfield to complement those boys down forward. But I mean, we didn't really get the entries. Railways played really well, dropping their midfielders back and blocking our entries. I got Stubber on that, filling holes and whatnot, as usually does. But yeah, there's a lot to work on anyway.
What do you reckon then during the week? What's the main thing that you as an assistant coach, what are you going to be trying to drill into the boys and get sorted?
Intensity in our midfield, definitely. And work rate.
Yeah.
I mean, the boys have got a lot in the tank that I think they'll feel they've let themselves down a little bit with how much they actually output. They had a lot left in the tank at the end of the game, I felt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Appreciate your time, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season, and up the Kangas.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Well, I hope that worked. I've got no idea if it did. It's telling me it did, but yeah, hopefully those interviews worked, and it's something that I'll be doing every week. So probably a good time to cover off now. Next week, we're off to Brookton Pingelly versus Boddington. So yeah, we'll be going up and covering that. And then my third week, I think it's the 10th of May. It's free. So it's probably one of the only weekends that I do have that's not booked up yet. So if you're listening and you think that you'd like me to come and talk shit about your clubs, yeah, get in touch and we'll book something in. Yeah, it's wherever it is. I'm sort of keen to spread the wings as far as we can. We're going up to the Pilbara. We're going to the Gascoyne. We're going to Morawa, Killarney. We've got a heap of places coming up. So, yeah, 10th of May, if you want to get us up there, flick us a message and we'll sort something out. This is the Westerberg Marine League review. So, Reece Jones down there at Westerberg, they've got a raffle going through the Royals Footy Club. It's a $100 raffle effectively, and instead of first prize being, what's first prize in those things? Usually, I got one in my pocket.
I think our one's $6,000.
Yeah, I didn't want to say North because it's 6, but
Railways one's 5, I think.
yeah, but yeah, this one I got to give you 100. No, that's mine. I got to give you $100 for that, and you got to pass that 100 to Chris Erickson.
Yeah, no, you just pocket it.
Yeah,
Never saw anything.
But yeah, the $100 raffle there from the Royals Footy Club. Jump on their social media stuff, and they pumped it up pretty well. But I think it's about a $96,000 boat is first prize. And then they've gone really hard at it. Obviously, yeah, Reese is bleeds blue and white, and yeah, he's thrown in a boat there, one of the best squidding boats I reckon you could ever get your hands on. And yeah, so jump on, buy a ticket if you can, and support a local footy club and to get your hands on a wicked boat. So boys, this is what I'm going to do. So all my leagues, the best young player, most important player, and most underrated player from each team. So swap it up here, I reckon, this week. So Pig, I'll get you to do Railways, mate. Who do you reckon Railways' most important player is?
I'd have to say their coach, Bodhi, I reckon, just sets everything up for him. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Without him, their slingshot doesn't happen as well, I think. And yeah, definitely wins them a few games.
And like we said, he stands up in those moments where he needs to stand up. And then few mates, particularly in the Great Southern Footy League, it's not the easiest question. The best young player. Young's up to you, mate. Young can be 22, can be 17. It's up to you,
tell
mate.
Ray last
Yeah,
night.
it's certainly not.
It can't be Shane Brainbridge.
What about Graham Ross?
Well, we'll leave that up to them.
In the league or for
just whatever, mate. I couldn't care. Maybe Buddy Robinson, mate. You kicked the bag, but yeah, it's up to you, mate. It's your call on this one. But yeah, best young player for the Railways Footy Club.
Yeah, I would say, probably O'Reilly. What would he be? 21, 22 maybe?
Yeah, 21, I think.
And then even coming through,
be that actually.
I didn't see him playing yesterday, but young Hayden Leo. He played
Colts yesterday, but he'll play February League during the year.
Yeah, he's definitely he's got that probably pedigree from his family, but yeah,
Cooker and pedigree.
Yeah,
what's in that water out there?
They've produced some good footballers.
But yeah, I would say Riley number one for Railways, and then those couple of young kids, Buddy, Hayden. Definitely.
And what about their most underrated player? Someone who is important to the team and probably doesn't get the chocolates they deserve week to week.
Not say Shane Bainbridge.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, it was hard to think about this because they've got a strong core group, but I actually think Bowie Ewan
that's a good choice.
Does a mountain of work in that sort of midfield. He's the one that sort of, bashes and crashes, and your Rileys get it out from in the outside and looks sweet with a kick on, but half the time it's come from Bowie at the start. So without Bo, I think it's a bit of a different sort of midfield, but he definitely. I just love the way he plays footy as well. It's sort of my style of footy, I reckon.
Before yesterday as well, I rate that, but someone who I sort of thought was Dylan Scorer.
Yeah.
He hits up at the
he
footy a lot.
One that he's played wing majority of his career, and he played forward yesterday, but he's the bloke that just runs and tackles and chases and does all those, smothers and things that people probably don't really see, but you see it internally.
And then what about you, mate, for North? Who do you reckon North's most important player is?
Oh, it's a bit of a toss-up for me.
That has an ACL now.
I actually didn't have Joshy in. A toss-up for me between Joran and Nick Barrow.
Yep.
I think Joran, you really noticed it yesterday when the game got going. He's the one that wins the clearances for him. He's the one that gets on the fly and really gets it going. But obviously Barrow, he's the one that they follow. So I couldn't really split those two, to be honest. They've been their most important player, yeah.
Best young player?
He's probably not that young anymore, but Kobi Kane, for me, he's the one that I've probably watched for the
He must be the same age as Riley, I reckon, give or take.
Yeah, they'd be
similar age.
Yeah, he's still doing his apprenticeship post-school, so he'd be 21, 20.
Yeah, I just think he's the one that, like we said earlier, covers the ground, runs hard both ways, and obviously a really good kid as well, yeah.
And most underrated player?
Ray might not like this one that much, but I think he plays centre forward, 8. Is it Travis Conn?
Oh, yeah, Connie.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
I think he actually looked really good yesterday. He led up a couple of times, took a couple of really good marks, and I think if they can put a bit of time into him for the next, he's obviously a key position player. If they put a bit of time into him for the next 3 or 4 years, he'll be a really good player.
His good footy is real good.
Yeah, and his best footy is really good. Yeah,
sometimes I think it may be concentration or what, but
just that consistency.
Yeah. If you can get him playing 4 quarters, the same consistency.
That's a young player a little bit.
100%. But he definitely can run, kick, and mark very well. So, yeah.
We might have to round table the next couple here, but Mount Barker, so their most important player, who do you reckon? It's got to be this year too, because I know they've got some outs, but
couple of outs from last year, but probably the bloke that's a bit of their barometer is Dave Stone. Really, he's obviously their captain and the one that really gets them going. I feel like he's the one they follow a little bit. Yeah,
is Patch back there this year?
Yeah, Patching's back. He's travelling, so probably talent wise, he's their most important player. Yeah.
And then what about their? I think it's going to be the same group. It's going to be the Storm, but their best young player. The hitman, Darcy Wallinger?
Yeah, I'd say either Darcy Wallinger or maybe Campbell McMahon.
Yep.
He plays sort of half forward, can take a hang.
Mm-hmm.
Game, I don't know if it was last year, might have been the year before, he kicked 5 1/4 against us and just, absolutely tore it apart.
You reckon Campbell?
Yeah,
definitely. Or Darcy, definitely.
Darcy's probably mid-20s now. He's
maybe.
But very, very good player,
Yeah. And then they're Barker's most underrated player.
This one's probably a little bit difficult, to be honest, but
Samuel Lehman goes round again.
Like a ripe old age of maybe 38 or whatever he is. But most, I don't know, really, for them.
Yeah, it's hard to know without actually them sort of fielding a sort of playing yet. But
Reece Hogg plays in the midfield.
Yeah, Hoggy.
Just a bit of the junkyard dog. He's
Seth.
His last name
eludes me.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Ballard boys.
Yeah, Ballard boys are back this year.
Tristan's
Is
back
that
this
3
year.
now?
Yeah, it's 3. The younger one looks real good, actually.
Yep.
Jared looks really good. Sebi, the one that plays fullback's probably pretty underrated. Yeah.
Yep.
He gets the job done most weeks.
And then Denmark, again, it's hard because their team list isn't out, but their most important player. Mate, I know Sam Badley-Holmes there, hasn't played for a long time, but even though he hasn't played, if he can play good, he would be the most important player.
I think their most important player is Tyler Stone.
Yeah.
Length of the straight for me, but he's the one that's been their best player for probably 5 years.
He's the one that sort of, sets that sort of barometer.
Yeah. And just grinding every week, getting pumped, but he's still, showing up, presents with some really good footy. Fuck, it must be a tough go for Tyler
you take your hat off to Tyler, mate. He's
guarded out for years, mate. But how many wins do you reckon they've had in 5 years?
Beaten
5
years
ago,
they played in the prelim.
Yeah,
they beat us in the prelim.
Okay.
Actually did they play in the grand final?
Not the prelim. They beat us in a semi, I reckon.
Okay.
No, it was a prelim.
2019 they played in the grand final, right?
Yeah.
So
that's 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But since then,
pretty
maybe
slim.
a couple of years,
Which is shit because you need those clubs to be good. Clubland here wouldn't want it, but ideally it should be Barker versus Denmark in a final.
Last night, about Barker and Denmark, and the league needs them, mate. You can't not have them.
No,
you're
mate.
a 4-team league, and it's just
Mate, there's more teams in Manjimup nearly than here.
Manjimup's got 2 teams alone. Huh?
And then Denmark's best young player. Any that sort of spring to mind? Again, the team list isn't in, so it's sort of hard to know exactly who they've got. But obviously, I would imagine if they don't have the team list,
Marlon Masterless playing. Is he?
Not sure.
He might have gone to Claremont actually, but if he is playing, he's probably their best younger player.
Yep.
And then I don't know whether he's gone to Claremont or not this year or not. But
and then their most underrated player.
Oh, who we got out there? Trying to think of who's actually still playing.
Yeah, like I said, it's just with the budget yesterday and without having any links myself out there, it's kind of hard to get a read on who they've got. But the Hickey boys playing, Brody's probably hung up the boots.
Neither of them are playing.
Yeah. Fuck, Brody was good, man.
Yeah.
The injury crippled him, but he would have been a state country type.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal basketball player. He's his leap and his timing. He was a gun. I reckon he was probably in my year at school, he's probably the second best footy player in my year at school.
Yeah, right. No, I don't know who'd be their most underrated out there, to be honest. It's pretty hard to know. Like I said, we don't see him until round 1, so you don't really.
But like I said, I don't know if they know who they've got.
Nah.
That's why it's difficult for us to sort of do it before the season started. Obviously, their first game's today. So
ask us again in 5
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get an update. I'll get an update in a few weeks when I do one. We'll come back to Denmark. I don't want to leave them out. Like probably sounds pretty poor on here for us not to know, but yeah, we'll revisit it. I'll get a text message and we'll revisit the Denmark's things, and then
Ray can ring in live on your show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Royals, mate. The mighty Royals Footy Club might not be too mighty this year, but hopefully they can get up and about. Royals' most important player.
Out of Brado or Declan McNamara.
Yeah.
For me, at the moment.
Brado, mate. Don't mention it. No.
Brado will absolutely froth that his name has come up in this.
Mate, I could tell you, he's been into me the whole time trying to get the name out there. But the old lawn lopper, mate, if you need your lawns done, ring up Brado Parker and he'll come down and neaten the yard up for you. Yeah, so the most important player, you reckon, Brado?
Brado Declan. I probably would maybe put Declan in now. But
probably 12 months ago, maybe Brado, and now it's probably Declan, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Their best young player.
They've got some good kids. Maybe Mitch Payne.
Yeah, I was going to definitely say.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty stiff to miss out grand final last year, in all honesty. He could be a really, really good player, yeah.
He's very young, hey?
Yeah, he's only...
I reckon he's still out of Colts.
I think he could still play Colts last year.
Yeah. I reckon,
Okay.
Did he win the medal last year, possibly? Like for the
In the grand, I think he might have actually in the grand final, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's sort of tall, lanky-looking kid. And
I think he got
the ground pretty well.
It's not, I always call it Landmark, but like Landmark All-Stars, I think he got that last year.
Yeah, I think he got
might have won
20 at the Colts Carnival.
I think he won GSFL.
He might have even got it up at the Perth Carnival.
Yeah, I think he won a heap of medals last year.
Yeah. No, good player.
Yep. Yeah, I was his parent Jody, and I played a little bit of footy at the start of my career, and at the end of his dad's career, we played it together at Royals, mate. So good pedigree, and Royals' most underrated player.
Is Corey Ward still playing?
Corey, for me, my one might be Joel Flick.
Yeah, I'd probably say Flicky. Yeah, yep. He's a bit of their barometer too.
Yep.
When he's up and about, they seem to play well.
Yep.
And he can sort of play anywhere. Like he can play centre, forward, midfield. Can go to halfback flank. Can sort of play all over the field.
Moves a little bit like Riley.
Yeah.
Very similar, like in how they get around the ground. And yeah, so that's that. But then who do we reckon the premiership favourite this year would be? Mine obviously it's prior to the season, so we're flying blind a little bit, but just with the names on paper, I think Sharks are going to be pretty hard to beat.
Sharks will be red hot favourite, coming off back-to-back
Did we do their...
No, we didn't. I've left the Sharks out, mate, to the premiership favourites bit. So, who do you again? Like so many ins for the Sharks. Who's their most important player?
Oh, Isaac Baum for me.
Yeah, Baumy's a gun,
mate. Yeah, he's there. He's the one that gets it done when they need it. He's a bit like Bodhi.
Yeah,
you know, when they need someone to go forward and take a mark and kick a goal, he's the one that does it. When they need a centre clearance, he goes in the middle, wins a centre clearance. He's just he's a beast.
He could play in any spot nearly through the spine,
Yeah.
Fullback, centre back, midfield, full forward. Like he could do it.
He virtually nearly does. No, probably not much anymore, but he used to go to both ends.
Classy, very classy.
Very good.
Remember at Landmark when he got that hit in the head there?
Out.
Such a shame. I reckon he was cherry ripe for an absolute massive carnival.
Yeah, definitely.
And then their best young player. Sharks have got a few, but they've obviously
lost a lot of their kids this year.
Aiden Clark, and all those sorts.
Claremont.
About 7 playing at Claremont.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to know because they've lost a lot of their young kids, to be honest. But I mean, out of that group that's gone to Perth, their best young one probably would have been Aiden Clark for me. Played key position last year and was the one that let probably Pins roll off and play the way he wanted to play a bit. So.
Yeah, cheeky little shit too. I used to work with his dad, Michael Clark, so. Clarky will probably listen to this, and like I told him, mate, he's always been a quitter, old Clarky. He's just hung up the boots in his job. So, yeah, hopefully Aiden. I've had a look. He's been a little bit, a little bit short on disposals, but I'm not sure where he's lining up.
So he's probably playing enough.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a tougher gig up there in that Colts program, but he's playing, and I think there's like George Bachman, is it?
Yeah,
a few others as well went up.
Caleb Jermaine went up.
Yep, he was number 2. That Jermaine last year. Yeah, he was good.
Left footer.
Yep.
Very, very classy.
Yeah.
Who else went up that? A few.
But yeah, their program's starting to develop. Like, and I think a little bit what I think is in terms of like the standard of the GSFL, like where they sit in the landmark and stuff, I think they're a victim of their own success. Like
a little bit,
the kids they send up every single year to Perth what holds the standard of the league back. Like the other leagues don't sort of develop or retain them. Like with that Great Southern Storm program, it really promotes it right from an early age that the kids know, you know, if they meet like this standard, that is the waffle standard. So like at 15, they know. Oh no,
go to Perth.
Yep, they're like, I'm good enough.
Yeah.
So 2 years out, they're running. They're doing the Colts program down here through summer, all of that, and when you see, I think it was 4 Sharks kids go to game round 1.
Yeah, and that's a good reflection on their club as a whole in the last probably 5 years, really. Yeah, they've been able to develop some real good kids.
Yep. So that's and most underrated player. Sharks' most underrated player.
Who would you have? There's some very good footballers in that squad.
You can just easily miss like players like.
I'm going to go Robbie Lee.
Yeah,
obviously won a Cleveland a couple of years ago, so he's maybe not that underrated, but he probably doesn't really get he doesn't get the accolades that you've Bodhi and Peaky and that get. Like, he just runs up and down on the wing all day, and he could have 30 every week, and you probably don't even know he's out. Like, he's that sort of player that you
Links. He's like a link
like
player.
He's a real link player.
Yep.
It's probably him for me.
Yeah, I've actually would almost agree with that. Like, the bloke's won a Cleveland.
Yeah, and we're still talking
and-
that he's underrated. Which is,
Did he win a landmark medal as well? Mate, was it best on? I thought he won something up, not last year, maybe a year before. I think he won something.
Yeah, might have been the year before.
Very good. Very good at that carnival footy as well, just like getting that footy on the outside and really disposing of it well. But yeah, and then one of my passions is the state country and the landmark stuff. So what about where do you reckon the GSFL moved up into the B grade this year? How do you reckon the GSFL were going to shape up at landmark? Or was it Nutrient?
Yeah,
Nutrient.
Now, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm trying to get them on as a sponsor. I probably should tidy that up. Nutrient,
got to get the business
for all
up,
your fertilizer needs or whatever they do. That's
I think probably as a whole, the GSFL really should be at the top end of the B grade.
Yep.
Like, that's where they should be challenging.
Send your best side, you probably
Send your
are.
best side.
Yeah.
We're probably winning B grade, potentially going up, but that's always been the battle down here, is getting the best team on the park. And I think since Glenn's taken over, what he's done 2 years of it now, the player buy-in has been really, really good.
He's up on that. There's enough head wobbling from him as it is. We don't need any more head
He's
wobble.
also a man that will love to have his name brought up on a podcast, but
and not have to pay for it.
Mate, I keep looking out the door for him to be watching or trying to come in.
He probably wanted to get involved in it. He loves a chat.
Mate. Pounding me with text messages this whole time. Have you spoke about me yet? But yeah, that landmark, it's hopefully pretty good, but it's always the struggle if you can get your best.
Yep. And like I said, the last couple of years, the buy-in's been really good. And you could see it last year. Obviously, we're in C grade, but the cohesion from the group was really good last year, and it showed on the field. No one got within 40 points of us, really. So,
and I actually feel off the field as well, the boys are having a lot of fun at the carnival now.
Brought the enjoyment back to it a little bit, Which was one of Glenn's big things when he come in, was we had meetings, Ray was involved in it as well. When the year we didn't go to Country Week, we sort of sat down and had some meetings and said, well, how do we get it back to what it should be? And the biggest thing that came up was enjoyment, mate. Like, the players have got to go and actually enjoy it and want to be there. And if they don't want to, then they're not going to have fun, are they? And they're not going to come back. So
the thing that I like is Glenn is an independent. Like, he's not affiliated with a club. He's obviously played for Royals and stuff.
That was also one of our big things. It's like, what coach do we go and get?
Yep.
And the big thing was, let's get a coach that's not
independent
tied to any club at the moment, sort of thing.
It's tough with that though, Pig. Like, you want the boys to have fun, and that obviously means having a few sherbets and stuff like that, but winning's fun too.
Yeah.
So it's like that fine line of let's win and then celebrate the wins. So
Yeah, definitely.
Found that mix. I thought last year was pretty good. Yeah, so hopefully they got, and then the last thing that I'm going to end it up with here is the association medal tip. So that's the Cleveland medal here in the Great Southern Footy League. I'll start with you, Pig, mate. Again, it's tough trying to do this only after one game of footy for the whole thing, but if you were to throw a dart at the board, who's it going to land on?
Well, after yesterday's game and watching him run around, probably O'Reilly's is my early thought.
Pretty obvious choice, I would have thought.
Yeah, and just like depending on what year Isaac can have, like he's going to poll some votes. Yeah, it's a pretty sort of across the board. Every club's got one or two that could just genuinely win it. But yeah, I think just Riley's cleanness, he'll be seen. Like, yeah.
I think what sort of would hold Bormy back as well is that he doesn't just get to go through the guts. Like, he goes where the team needs it. So it's hard to give
a lot of forward,
like who fixes a lot of holes. It's hard to get 3 votes in those games. Like, you could get club votes for it because they know what you've done for the team. But in terms of like a 3-vote Kleeman, when you're pinch hitting in the middle because they need this, and then you're going forward and sitting deep because you need someone to take 3 or 4 clunks. Like, it's hard to have the bigger impacts on the game. But Bormy's a star. Who?
I think Riley's the obvious choice. If he repeats anything like he did last year, I think he wins it pretty comfortably. But outside of him, I'd agree Isaac. But it's the same thing. If he's not going to play enough midfield minutes, it might hurt him a little bit. And probably from out Barker patching if he rocks up and plays similar footy to what he has the last couple of years, and he's a red hot chance as well.
Yeah. Look, I think like yesterday, I sort of nearly even gave Kobi Keane the best on ground. Like, even though it was 40 points, if it was like 15 points, I probably would have given it to Kobi. But if North can string some wins together, I think he'll feature in the votes probably. But it's probably how many wins can you get? Is sort of the question mark. But
you're going to struggle to pull the 3 in a losing side, really. Yeah, that's the general way it goes.
But so yesterday, the Cannabis Botanical Distillery, local brewery, does whiskey now, does gin, vodka, everything like that. Good mate of mine, Matty Beaton and Chelsea out there, jumped on board to sponsor us at the drop of a hat. Just quickly flicked him a message and said, I need some sponsors on for the first one. So he threw in a couple of cartons of ginger beer and rum and colas that we gave away yesterday. So really appreciate Matt and Chelsea at CBD. Also, went out to the dam for dinner as well. Oh, it was treated out there, mate. What do we have?
Food is very good.
The octopus? I don't know what the sauce on the octopus was, but it was dangerous.
Last time I went out there, I had a steak with a marin on the top of it. Oh, it was unbelievable.
Mate, the steaks from the farm and the marins from the dam right there. So
good.
Yeah, beautiful feed out there, so thanks to them. But yesterday, Bodhi Stubber, I gave the thing just for all the things that we spoke about. So, took a weird photo of me and him standing next to a carton of piss, so I didn't know how to act, so I just stare at the camera like a weirdo. But, jump on there. That'll go up on our socials. Hopefully everyone sort of shares this around. And, I'm not expecting massive things from the first episode, but I'm hoping that we can float around to a few of these leagues and try and shine a spotlight on the country footy and how good it is for men and women now to be able to get down to a footy club and clear the head and be social and have a kick and all that sort of mental health sort of stuff. Because I think I've spoken to a few people and they, like in terms of like the funding and stuff, I need to cover off on like the mental health and community aspect. But that's sort of the point of this. Like, I don't want to do it in like a corporate way, but like that's how people stay mentally healthy is come down here. Like,
footy clubs are great places for that sort of thing.
Yep, getting abused by your teammates, pulling the piss, like all that sort of stuff. Like, it's good for communities. Like, even yesterday, that crowd was huge. I could not find a park.
I don't know what the crowd number would have been yesterday, but there was a monster crowd.
Yeah,
big numbers.
That's as big as it's been for a while, I reckon. Yesterday, yeah.
And then, like, obviously, I don't say the figures or whatever, but the bar was good.
Yeah,
the format
day as a whole, the way it's done, it's just a huge tick.
Yeah. I talked to Beagle, Andrew Want there. Your uncle? Yeah. So I spoke to him at the start of the day, and you could tell it actually meant something to him. Not really the game, but like the occasion.
He was one of the big drivers, sort of back when North and Railways made the agreement to do it and then went to the league. He was the one that put it to the league and said, "Righto, we want to lock it in that we have it every year, and that stays. That's how it is." So he really loves that day.
Yeah, but like, I don't care that Railways and North get it every time, but because you need to take those things. Like,
100%.
Anzac's been here for however many years. Like, no one's come up with it before.
No one's had the idea before. So.
If like Beagle can envision something like that and put it into place, and North get on board with it, and it's here next year, eh?
Yeah,
they rotate.
Back here.
Awesome. Hopefully we can start this thing again. But yeah, mate, that wraps it up. That's an hour and a half here, boys. Hopefully. Yeah, like the 3 people that listen to it enjoy it, and probably my mum and my missus, and that's about it. But
we'll get it shared around.
I think the WA Country Footy are going to come on board and flick it around. Listen in. Next week we're off to Brookton Pinchley versus Boddington in Brookton. got a few legends around that club that are going to jump on and sort of follow the same format. And again, if you're listening here from a club that isn't locked in already, flick us a message and I'll come around and do the same thing there. Thanks for listening. We're out. See you, boys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Mark.